What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of this week's Fan Mail of the Week. I am your host, Alex from UnrealEntGaming, everybody. Welcome back to another episode. I really hope you guys had a terrific week and weekend. I unfortunately have not, because it's been snowing like crazy these last couple of months, man. I just came back from Bangor, Maine, actually, just yesterday. I had a match out there. I had a wrestling match out there, and it was absolutely amazing. I wrestled for IWE. I am very beat up. I am very tired at the moment. I had a match last week at the House of Glory, and I had a match yesterday, and I'm very, very exhausted. I mean, the snow actually is just doing worse, because just when you think the snow is over, I mean, it just keeps piling in. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but here in New York, it just keeps on coming, and honestly, I'm really getting tired of it. I don't think it ever snowed as much as it did this year, I mean, at all. It's been snowing ever since Christmas. Like, every single week, it's just been nothing but snow, and more snow, so it's really getting annoying. But here today, guys, we're back once again, and I am going to present this week's fan mail to you, and we're going to begin, nevertheless, with our first question, which is from Rage Vector. Hey, Alex, how's it going? I'm feeling a little alright. I mean, I hope I'm not getting sick. Oh, God, if I get sick, I'm going to fucking raise hell. I started watching your videos a few weeks ago, and I have to say that you're amazing. Thanks, man. I love your gameplays and when you talk about DBZ and stuff, and I would really appreciate it if you answer my questions here today. No problem, man. Here we go. Question number 1. Who do you think would win in a battle between non-Super Saiyan Broly or Frieza? Question number 2. Who is your favorite WWE superstar? Mine is Undertaker. Question 3. If you could only have one ability, attack, or technique from DBZ, what would it be? Question 4. Do you think that if Vegeta would have been able to go Super Saiyan 3, could he have defeated Kid Buu, or at least stand a better chance than he actually did? Question 5. How do you think the DBZ storyline would have been affected if Goku and Vegeta never unfused when they were Vegito? Oh, that's very interesting. Thank you so much, man. Have a nice day, and I hope you keep up with the good work. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Well, to answer your first question, I do believe Broly would win. Actually, well, if you're talking non-Super Saiyan Broly, like just normal, regular Broly, I think Frieza would win. I kind of thought about Super Saiyan Broly for a second, you know, the Broly with the blue hair. But honestly, if we're talking normal Broly would lose to full-powered Frieza, and this is why I say why. If you guys remember, when Broly first met everybody, Vegeta pretty much laughed at him. He was like, this guy's scrawny, this guy's a piece of shit, his power level is just laughable, you know, this guy is nothing. So I think in his normal form, I think in Broly's normal form, he's really useless. I mean, he's not really as strong as you think he might be. But then when he transforms into his regular Super Saiyan form and just decides to ascend to a legendary Super Saiyan, I believe that becomes a big problem. But if you're talking non-Super Saiyan Broly, just regular normal Broly against full-powered Frieza would rip him apart. Now, if Broly was a Super Saiyan, of course, obviously I would have to say Broly, but in this predicament, you guys have to think about this very carefully. There are a lot of people out there who are Broly fans, and I'm a huge Broly fan for that matter, but you have to just look at it the way things are. In Broly's normal form, he would get pummeled easily. So to answer your second question, favorite WWE superstars, well, mine is definitely The Undertaker as well. I'm an old school kind of guy. If we're talking you know, current superstars, I mean, I'm a huge fan of Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, even though CM Punk did leave, and I kind of have an issue with that, but it is what it is, you know, it's not the end of the world. But Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, I'm a fan of Brody Lee. And for those of you out there who aren't independent wrestling fans, Brody Lee is Luke Harper. I'm a huge fan of Luke Harper. I think he's awesome. Bray Wyatt, I really love Bray Wyatt. His promo skills are epic. His in-ring skills are epic. I'm a huge fan of Dean Ambrose. A huge fan of Tyler Black, a.k.a. Seth Rollins. I'm not so much of a fan of Roman Reigns. A lot of people are like, why aren't you a fan of him? He's just, I mean, what's so special about him? Somebody please tell me. I think Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins are way better. This guy came from football. I mean, he has an opportunity because he has a big family, and not that there's anything wrong with that, but I mean, if he really loved wrestling as much as, you know, he claims to have loved it, then he would have done that in his early days rather than football. I mean, football is great and all. I was going to do football. If I had the opportunity to do football, I would have done it in New York. But sadly enough, in Brooklyn, we don't really have shit that has to do with football or wrestling, I mean, you'd be lucky to catch that. I mean, it's not like we live in Nebraska or Texas or Ohio or Florida, but it is what it is, and I just feel like those are my favorites. Now, in terms of old school, mine are The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, the old school Kane with the mask. He was fucking amazing. You know, The Brood. I used to love The Brood. So yeah, those are my favorites if I had to count some. To answer your third question, if I had one ability, attack, or technique, well, I think I would have the ability, or I would want the ability to fly. But aside from that, I would probably say have the ability to have ultimate Omega strength. How awesome would that be? But then again, you know, I would love to have the instant transmission. I would love to have the Spirit Bomb, the Kamehameha to transform into a Super Saiyan, all that kind of good stuff. But if I had to pick one, honestly, it's kind of tricky. I would have to say probably the instant transmission, because I know I can get away from things really, really, like, easily, and I can get to any place that I want to with just, like, the blink of an eye. So, to answer your fourth question, yes, if Vegeta became a Super Saiyan 3, you know how awesome that would be, number one? That would be the best moment in DBZ, period. To have Super Saiyan 3 Goku, to have Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta collide with this entity, and I believe that, yeah, Vegeta would have stood a much better chance than he did as a Super Saiyan 2, because as a Super Saiyan 2, he got the living shit beat out of him. I mean, I was very, very surprised he came out of this alive, but Vegeta took a hellacious beating. And I think as a Super Saiyan 3, I think as a Super Saiyan 3, Vegeta probably would have killed Kid Buu. Who's with me on this? Who's with me on this? Because I really believe that Vegeta would have been able to do that. Because he's just ruthless. I mean, the guy is fucking insane. You know, now that I think about it, yeah, I think he would have, honestly. Goku did it because obviously he even admitted that, hey, I wanted you to have a chance. But if it was up to Vegeta, he would have finished it, no problem. And to answer your last question, wow, the story would be very different. Kid Buu would have been obliterated. Super Buu, Gohan absorbed would have been obliterated. I think that everybody who stood in Vegeto's way would be obliterated. Now, over the course of time, by the time Bills was to arrive, and we're following this up by the Dragon Ball Z Battle of God story, then I do believe Vegito might stand a chance against Beerus. I mean, I'm not entirely sure. We never ever saw Vegito's true strength. But remember, even King Kai said it himself, man, that, you know, God's ki cannot be felt. That's how powerful they are. It's pretty much infinite. So for Vegito to come anywhere close to Bills, or especially Whis, I think his power would have to been at least the Super Saiyan 3 in his fusion form. But nevertheless, I think the entire history of Dragon Ball Z would be changed. I think for the better. But then again, it would have gotten really boring, because Vegito would have never have had a decent opponent, because he'd be that strong. So, but once again, thank you for the questions, Mr. Rage. It really means a lot, man. And now on to the second question, which is from Ragin DX Demon. Alex, what's good? The snow, that's what's good. Fucking, I hate the snow, man. It's just freaking piling up outside, and it's preventing people from going outside and having a good time. That's exactly what's fucking good. Your channel has come a very long way over the year. It's great to see you take these steps, and I hope the best for your wrestling career and all of your endeavors. Thank you, man. That right there, what you just said, really means a lot to me. For you to, you know, wish the best for me, especially for my wrestling. Honestly, man, thank you. I really appreciate that. Question time. Here we go. Question 1. Do you think Vegeta actually becoming stronger than a Super Saiyan 3 was just a fan service? His rage never helped him against Cell, so why against someone who beat Super Saiyan 3 with ease? Very interesting. It's like saying Gohan was stronger than Piccolo fused with Nail when he was fighting Frieza in his third form, even though it lasted about 2 seconds? You're very right. The power-up just doesn't make sense to me. Now people think Vegeta is stronger than Goku, has never been pushed to the point of anger since Frieza. That is very interesting. I get exactly where you're coming from. Question 2. Do you think that in Battle of Gods, Goku and Vegeta's display of character was off? What I mean by that is Goku was somewhat cocky, being prideful, and then gives up easily. We all know he was probably beyond the point of winning, but he could have lost with the intent of keep going. Well, I see exactly where you're coming from. He was scared shitless against Frieza, but didn't care and kept on fighting. In the movie, he just quits. Vegeta's dancing said more than enough. I don't even like Vegeta that much, but that was just too much. Question 3. How do you think Vegeta can reach Super Saiyan 3 while being alive? People want to see this, but it wouldn't make sense seeing it as he took powers from Goku being dead. Well, it could always happen, but question number 4, what are your thoughts on Battle of Z overall? Thank you for answering my questions. Be safe. Hope you have a better chair. Oh, yes, I do. It's kind of wearing off because I hope it doesn't end up like the last one, but it's fucking awesome. And keep doing what you're doing. P.S. Your videos about friend zones and things like that are very helpful. You're the best for that, man, by giving people life advice. God bless. God bless you too, brother. Thank you so much. To answer your first question, yes, it made no sense, and this is why half of Battle of Gods didn't make any sense. You have to remember, Akira Toriyama forgot completely about Dragon Ball Z. Literally, the guy who made Dragon Ball Z forgot his own characters. The reason to that is because it's been so long since he went back and started working on Dragon Ball Z that he literally forgot the forms, he forgot who was who. He literally thought that Goku's Super Saiyan 3 form was his Super Saiyan 2 form. All of this is leaked and all of this was, interviewed by him. People interviewed him, the articles are everywhere. You can easily go find it. So yeah, I do think Vegeta becoming more powerful than Goku to that extent was a fan homage to the character of Vegeta being portrayed as that, because people wanted to see more of Vegeta. People wanted to see Vegeta surpass Goku, and here you go, they finally have it, right? Yeah, it didn't make any sense, and you're right. Goku was pushed far beyond his limits when he fought Frieza, and he had to transform in order to stop him. But in terms of Vegeta, I do believe that at that given moment, Vegeta should have transformed step by step, maybe Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2, and then Super Saiyan 3. I do believe if Vegeta turned Super Saiyan 3, it would have made more sense, because if he were to go for the attack and, actually succeed, at least we would all know that, hey, Goku went Super Saiyan 3 and couldn't even touch him. The only reason Vegeta went Super Saiyan 3 and was able to hit him is because of the rage he had of, this god slapping his wife down. You know what I mean? It's powerful symbolism. So, I really get what you're saying. And you're right, Bills beat Super Saiyan 3 with ease. Like, literally, he beat him down with 2 attacks. That is scary. That is very scary. He flicked them once and he chopped them, and that was it. You know what I mean? So, it didn't really make any sense. So, I do think it was a fan service for the Vegeta fans out there to actually get, like, their moment of glory. Even though it didn't really last really long, Bills literally touched him in the forehead and he went down. But the power-up didn't make any sense whatsoever either. So, I really do think when Akira Toriyama makes the next movie, I do believe that since Vegeta is going to be the main protagonist, I do believe Vegeta should get another transformation, just, to seal off the fan service and just to give the fans one last run with Vegeta before they decide to do anything else with him. So, by making him a Super Saiyan God or a Super Saiyan 3, either way, I would be happy. I'm pretty sure thousands and millions of fans out there would be happy. But honestly, you're right. It didn't really make any sense. If that was the case, then again, power-ups in DBZ, they're said to mean nothing here and there. Some power levels are just there. Some people just don't even acknowledge it. But I do believe it was a fan service. So, to answer your second question, Vegeta's and Goku's character, yes, they were both off. The only reason why Vegeta was dancing was because he wanted to prevent Bills from getting angry and blowing up the planet. That was the only reason why he had to do what he did. He was even pissed off about it. He was like, fuck, I'm gonna have to do this. Oh well, if it means saving everybody and if it means saving the universe, because this dude was literally a hair away from just getting up off that chair and just blowing everything up. He had to dance. He had to entertain him. And, to nobody's surprise, Bills wasn't entertained. He was just like, oh man, this is terrible. Majin Buu was the one that caused the whole shabacle, so blame him if anything. But in terms of Vegeta's dancing, he had to do it to buy time, and he had to do it to calm Bills down. In terms of Goku being prideful and cocky, I noticed that he was cocky. I don't think he was prideful. But I do believe he was a little cocky because the moment, King Kai was like talking to, everybody else about Bills, he just showed up out of nowhere. Oh, Bills, who the fuck is this guy? Like, I understand that, and Goku's always been that way, that he always wants to prove himself and fight or whatever. But then after that, with King Kai persisting, like, this dude is too much. You don't want to fuck with him. After getting beat in a Super Saiyan 3 form, why would you be, hesitant to go to Earth? The guy didn't hesitate at all. He literally went to Earth to fight again, knowing that you got your ass kicked in your ultimate form. Why would you go back, So I do believe the display of character was off, but you have to remember, Akira Toriyama hasn't visited the characters of Goku and Vegeta in over, 16, 17, 18 years? That's a fucking long time. You tend to forget about characters and how they actually were. Now, towards the end, I do believe Goku was scared. If you remember, the moment he absorbed Bills' attack, he kind of stood there and he was like, fuck it, just finish me off. I don't even care anymore. You're too much, man. Like, he didn't even want to swing back. Goku literally, he was out of power. I think that was the first time ever where Goku literally stood there and he was like, I can't do it anymore. I really can't. Like, I physically and mentally can't do it because you're too much. And that when Bills pretty much told him about the other gods, Goku fainted because he was like, oh shit, if you're this powerful and there are other people out there more powerful than you, I'm screwed. And that's when he fainted and, Bills caught him, whatever. But yeah, it's just like, I do believe that for the next movie, Akira Toriyama really ought to do his homework and research Goku and Vegeta's character in order to make them better. But I do believe that the display of character was off, nevertheless. I mean, but what do you guys think? Like, do you guys think it was good to have Goku cocky and Vegeta kind of like, laid back, or do you think it's the opposite? To answer your third question, how do I think Vegeta can reach Super Saiyan 3? Well, they can always try to pull it off. Maybe when Goku comes back from King Kai's planet in the next movie, Vegeta can look at Goku and say, hey, guess what? Goku can be like, what? And then Vegeta can be like, hey, guess what I learned? Let me show you what I can do now. Boom, transforms into a Super Saiyan 3. Goku's shocked, or he doesn't have to be shocked. He's just like, wow. I knew you was going to reach it eventually, but damn, you're fucking strong now. And then Vegeta's like, oh, now we can take on the gods. And Goku's like, no. Even in this form, I don't think we're enough, and blah, 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 blah. But it's not impossible, you know what I mean? Like, I do believe Super Saiyan 3 for Vegeta can happen, if done correctly, if the story was being done correctly, so... and to answer your final question, thoughts on Battle of Z overall, honestly, it's a fun game. Battle of Z is a fun game. In terms of variety and what we have to offer, the game sucks. The game doesn't have a dueling mode or a fighting mode. All we have is online co-op and story. That's it. That really does suck. What happened to character creation? What happened to hero mode? What happened to practice? What happened to the museums? What happened to all the settings? What happened to the game, man? I do believe Battle of Z could be a lot better. For those of you out there who saw my previous Battle of Z episodes, they were absolutely phenomenal. But Battle of Z could be so much better if they put more time into it. So overall, out of 5 stars, I would give the game a solid 3. So, but once again, Mr. Ragin, thank you for the questions, man. It really means a lot, and I really hope you have a great week, man. Now, moving on to the next question, which is from Slender Gaming. Hey, Alex, before I state my questions, allow me to say that you're just amazing. Thank you, man. Your voice is easy to my ears. You're very funny, and your content you post is perfect. You're my favorite YouTuber of all time. Thank you, brother. It really means a lot, man. Question number 1. If you could become a Super Saiyan, what would you do with your powers? Would you be a show-off about it, or would you keep them a secret? Question number 2, what other fan bases are you a part of, as in TV shows, video games, or movies? Question 3, do you believe in karate such as Nessie, Bigfoot? Oh, okay, well, I like that question because we can get into that a lot. Question 4, in a zombie apocalypse, what would be weapons of choice and survival tactics? Thanks for reading. Have a nice day. Have a great week, man. Thank you so much. To become a Super Saiyan, to answer your first question, I would keep my powers a secret, to be honest, but I would definitely show up to do good when good is needed. For example, let's say one day, God forbid, one country decides to launch a nuke at the other country. I would instantly, without a shadow of a doubt, go on ahead and stop that nuke from hitting. I would actually do very, very good. Also, other things, if I had the abilities to become a Super Saiyan, I would literally fly around the world. I think that'll be the first thing I'll do, is just fly around the world and just like see everything. I would use my powers for good, definitely for good, helping people out, feeding people and everything. Like I would really put a stop to so many things. This world would be a great place. I mean, literally. But would I be a show off about it? Absolutely not. I would definitely keep my powers a secret, to be honest. I mean, why would I want to go around saying I'm a super swine? You know, that kind of shit. You know what I mean? So I think I would keep them a secret. Now, to answer your second question, what other fan bases am I a part of? Now, in terms of being a fan, I guess that's what you're saying. I'm a fan of a lot of things. Just recently, I've been trying to get into American Horror Story, and I have, and it's just fantastic. It's very, very fucking creepy, too. I was watching it in the middle of the night, and I was, like, looking around, and I was like, fuck. I mean, this is really good. So, American Horror Story, The Walking Dead, and shows like that. I was actually trying to get into Sons of Anarchy, so I'm going to try to see if I can find some time for that. Other TV shows, Raw, SmackDown, and stuff like that. Video games, I'm pretty sure you guys know me to be a fan of so much. There's so many different kinds of video games, for that matter. Books, I would have to say, maybe some autobiographies, I guess you could say, to a certain extent. I mean, I don't really read that many books. I read articles and stuff. I mostly read from the web. I don't read physical books as much as I should. But like when you say fan bases, I really want to know what you mean by that. Like, what am I a fan of? Because if you're asking what am I a fan of, those are the things that I'm a fan of. But next time, if you're gonna ask me that, just make sure you elaborate just a little further, because I really want to know like what you mean by that. To answer your third question, all right, well this can go either way. All right, we are human beings, right? We think, and that's the key word, we think we know everything. We think we are the fucking top, of the food chain. We think that we are the fucking shit. We as people think that we have the answers for everything, when in reality we don't, right? Media, why would media openly disclose any information that there is something out there, such as a Bigfoot or a Nessie or UFOs or roping or whatever? Media will always be executed and utilized to keep information from the public. I remember watching all of these Monster Quest shows and all this shit where they were on the hunt for certain things. Do you really believe that they would ever legitimately show you any proof on anything? Like let's say, for example, there was a crew that was able to catch the Loch Ness Monster. Let's say that there was a group of people who caught a plesiosaur on film. Why would they ever disclose that and just show it to the public? Number one, it'll create panic. I mean, yeah, it'll create a lot of interest, but people would not want to fucking go into the water anymore. Or Bigfoot, for that matter. People would be like, oh, yeah, there's a Bigfoot out there. People would not want to go into the mountain area or camp anymore. Now, there are certain things that you can just lean on. But overall, in general, I believe that there are things out there that we may know about, but we just don't want to disclose with the public. And I also believe that there are things out there that we have yet to discover that are still out there. People are saying, oh, well, Megalodon doesn't exist. How can somebody say that when the same thing was said about the giant colossal squid, and that shit is still alive out there in the depths somewhere below 5,000, 7,000 feet? It's fucking scary, that there exists a giant 60, 70 foot fucking squid down there somewhere, you know what I mean? So I believe that this world is still heavily unexplored, and there are things that top classes probably know about. They just don't want to say anything yet. But like I said, there are also things out there that we have yet to discover that I believe if we were to discover, we'd be shocked ourselves. So, and to answer your last question, a zombie apocalypse. Well, let's say right now a zombie apocalypse happened as I'm talking to you. My weapons of choice would be everything. I would utilize everything in my room. I would utilize everything in my house. If I can use it, I will use it. Survival tactics. Let's say I looked outside my window and, well, depending on what kind of zombies are they, if they're running zombies or walking zombies. If they're walking zombies, I would not mind going out there and just trying to scavenge for food. I mean, what are they going to do? Walk towards me? I can fucking run, And I'm not going to fall either. like you see everybody else fall in these TV shows and movies. So I have a lot of balance. If they're running zombies forever, you would never catch me outside because they have no stamina. They would easily come after me and rip me apart. So if there were walking zombies, I would be out there. I would look for survivors. I would literally be on the hunt. I would be the hunter. Trust me. There are times where I can be very aggressive and very dangerous. So I can definitely utilize that. If they're running zombies, for that matter, I would not be out there. I would use a different form. But nevertheless, I mean, overall, I don't think I would ever be out there if they were running zombies, because I would definitely just get freaking caught, in the act. So, honestly, anything can be used as a weapon. You can use your keyboard, your monitor, your TV, your Xbox, your PlayStation, a stick, a broom, your freaking surround sound system. You can use your refrigerator door. You can use a gun, a bat, a knife, some protein shakes. You can use anything as a weapon as long as you just, utilize it correctly. So, why do I have the feeling that one day a zombie apocalypse is going to happen? And if it does, man, it's going to be ugly. But let me know in the comment section below, if you guys, were to be a part of a zombie apocalypse, what would you do is the question. So thank you once again, Mr. Slender, for the questions, man. I really hope you have a great week, man. Now moving on to the next question, which is from Omega Pancake. This is my third time sending fan mail to you, and I'm really hoping that you pick me to be on your fan mail episode of the week. By the way, thank you for supporting Dragon Ball Z series, and it's good and bad times, and I think I speak for a lot of subs when I say thank you. No, thank you, man. All right, question number 1. Can Vegeta go Super Saiyan 3? If not, how come Gotenks can? Question 2. Why do you prefer Xbox over PlayStation? Question 3. Can you milk those tits? Okay. Question 4. Have you seen the show Space Danley? Because it ranks second from not first on my list because it's the best shows I've ever seen. DBZ is first. Question 5. Can Goku breathe in space? I think he can because Bardock, Vegeta, and Frieza can always, and we was fighting Lord Bills in space as well. Well, I mean, if you're really looking at it like that. Question 6. Have you ever smoked weed? I haven't yet. Thanks for answering my questions because you work so hard and you deserve so much more subs because you actually care about your subs, and I know you're very busy, so I will end it here, but I have a lot more questions. Thank you so much. P.S. The song is called I Can Milk These. Well, I don't want to milk anything at this point. To answer your first question, I think Vegito can become a Super Saiyan 3. I just think he chooses not to. The only reason why Gotenks was able to do it is because Goku showed him how. Given the fact that Goku is a part of the Vegito combination, I'm pretty sure he would easily be able to transform without a shadow of a doubt. But is it necessary is the question. I don't believe it is to any certain extent. Maybe not unless he fought Bills or Whis, but like I said, I mean, Goku pretty much showed Gotenks how to do it, and they had no other choice but to use it because they weren't strong enough. It would be very interesting to see Goten and Trunks use the Potara earrings, however. That would be very, very interesting. But nevertheless, can Vegito become a Super Saiyan 3? Absolutely. I mean, really, that's not even a question. But then again, he would be stuck in that form forever. So, to answer your second question, I don't prefer Xbox over PlayStation. I don't know where you got that silly concept from. If anything, it's probably the opposite way around. The only reason why I play a lot more Xbox than I do PlayStation is because, number 1, I don't have my PS3 anymore, and number 2 is the fact that PS4 I can't really do anything on because I don't have the splitter for my Blackmagic Intensity Pro. If I had the splitter, which I don't know where to get or what it is, I would bring you guys a lot of PS4 stuff. And I will be bringing you guys PS4 stuff. I'm actually going to be live streaming later today on Twitch. So I don't really prefer Xbox over PlayStation. I don't really prefer PlayStation over Xbox either, guys. They're just consoles. They're just consoles with different brands. You know, who cares? We're pretty much playing almost the same games. And I said almost. I mean, some people might take that out of context and say, no, PS4 got this and Xbox got this. I mean, but overall, like, we're just playing games. Isn't that the point? of having a console is just to play games, to play your favorite video games. I mean, at this point, it's not about which has what. They're pretty much the same to a certain extent, you know? Just be happy that we're all gamers. You know, gamers get that confused. They're just like, yeah, I'm an Xbox fanboy. Yeah, I'm a PlayStation fanboy. Who cares? I have both. I mean, you can't really consider me a fanboy because I have every system except for the Wii, of course, because I don't consider that a system. But yeah, I mean, just Xbox, PlayStation, just they're one of the same. I mean, really, we're playing almost the same games. Ooh, different graphics. Ooh, different controller. Ooh, different this, different that. Same game though, you know. So I don't prefer anything as long as they have good games for each console. Then I'm never gonna stop. Unless both consoles have crappy games, then I'm completely gonna give out. But aside from that, I don't prefer anything over the other. So I treat them both equally. So. To answer your third question, no, you can't. I will never milk those tits, even if it is a part of the song. To answer your fourth question, I can't really say because I've never seen that show before. So I honestly I can't really speak on that because I've never watched that show and I can't really give you my opinion because I never saw it. So to answer your fifth question, can Goku breathe in space? I really don't think he can. I believe that they were just outside the atmosphere a little bit, or at least by the borderline of it. It's pretty much crazy to say that they were deep into space. Unless they were fighting by the moon, then yeah, I guess you could say he can. But at this point, yeah, Bardock, maybe. I mean, even though that movie wasn't canon, so it didn't really matter. Frieza can. Vegeta can't. I mean, I really doubt Goku can breathe in space, honestly. I really doubt that. There's no way. Broly can because Broly has that protective sphere that he generates. Goku can't, in my opinion. So unless he, you know, instant transmissions himself to a planet with oxygen, that's the only way I can see him doing that. But aside from that, Bills, yes. Frieza, yes. You know, I'm pretty sure Cell can as well. But in terms of Goku and Vegeta, absolutely not. And to answer your last question, have I ever done that? Yes, I have. Back in my early high school years, I've done that, and I haven't done it in years. And pretty much, that's the joy of it. You know, I've been sober for a very, 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 very long time. So, in terms of that, I'm done with that. So, never really looking forward to that again. So. But thank you for the questions, Mr. Pancake. I really hope the snow isn't affecting you as it is over here, but have a great week, man. Now moving on to our next question, which is from Hauv2592. Hey, it's me again. I have lots more questions for you. All right, so let's begin. Question number 1. The news on Godzilla is that he will be fighting 2 monsters. The first is a spider-like creature, and there were a lot of them, and the second is a moth, which is the queen of the creatures. What are your thoughts? Question 2, do you think they should have given Super Saiyan 3 Goku his Dragon Fist move again in the games? Because I don't know why they took it out. It was my favorite move in Dragon Ball Z. Question 3, I would like to see Vegeta have some sort of connection with the next god. For example, he/she could be the reason why you never see Vegeta's mom because he or she killed her in the movie, and the movie is about Vegeta wanting revenge. Or it could be about his mother as she, the god. Well, bringing about that, well, let me just see. So then we get to see a glimpse of Gene and Vegeta's mother. What are your thoughts on that? Very interesting. Question number 3, Super Android 13 versus Full Power Bojack. Who do you think would win? I go towards 13 because he seems to me like more like Broly, and so he'd be able to take more hits. Question 4, did you know that Blue Eyes White Dragon and Dark Magician are getting new cards from the Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D series? No, I did not. Question 5, who will win, Broly versus the Hulk? I've answered that like a billion freaking times. Alright, well, to answer your first question, if that's the case, then I really cannot wait. But then again, number 1, I want to know your source for this because I want to see if they have any pictures or whatever. I heard that there is a Godzilla trailer set for March, I believe. Not entirely too sure, but I really cannot wait on that if it's true. Now, in terms of him fighting 2 other creatures, I really don't mind that because I think that'll be very, very good to actually, rather than just having Godzilla fight humans and Godzilla fight buildings and shit, which makes no sense. I really want to see Godzilla combat other kaijus. I think the moth and the spiders would be great. Then again, I mean, for him to take on the spiders, I think the spiders should be the creatures that perish first. especially if there are multiple creatures that are spider-like. You know, I think they should be the first ones to fall to Godzilla, but not without giving him a fair fight. And then obviously the Moth, which is like this giant freaking creature that can just, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're going to have more arthropods in the films. I really want to see the film so bad by now. I mean, I know it comes out in May, and we're about, you know, 2.5, 3 months away, but still, like, I'm very, very excited, and I can barely wait, because after watching the 1998 Godzilla movie, I was just like so pissed off because they could have done so much more. And now with this film, I really hope that they push the limits and they actually go on ahead and just break the boundaries for Godzilla, just make it to where it's a great film. And I'm pretty sure it will be a great film. I just want to see Godzilla in action. I want to see him fight the Moth. And really, I mean, the Moth would be a very good opponent. I mean, yeah, you're not gonna have the multi-head dragon and stuff like that. I forgot the names. But hey, a Moth is close enough. So to answer your second question, I do believe the reason why they took it out is because it's not really canon. People are saying that the Super Dragon Fist isn't really canon, nor a part of the Dragon Ball Z story. As true as that may be, it is a part of Goku's arsenal, so I do think they should have kept that. But if you had to choose between keeping the Spirit Bomb or the Super Dragon Fist, what would you choose? You know what I mean? I myself am a huge fan of the Spirit Bomb, and I think it's always awesome to have that move incorporated. But yeah, I see where you're coming from, and I do believe that they should have kept that move, and I believe that Namco Bandai, along with the companies behind this, should actually like look and just see what the fans want, because we as fans, we want so much, and there's so much money to be made, except these companies aren't doing that for whatever reason. So to answer your third question, the connection for Vegeta and his mother, we never saw Goku's mom, we never saw Vegeta's mom, but I think it would be interesting to have a connection with the gods, being that one of the gods already knows who Vegeta's dad is, which is Bills. So it would be very interesting to see another god who knows Vegeta's mom. I mean, at the end of the day, I do believe that they should always introduce another god in the next film, except just keep it more Bills and Whis oriented, because you're not really done with that story just yet. Those two characters still have a great story to tell. But if they're going to introduce another god, I really hope that he's evil, and I really hope that the Z Fighters have a run for their money with him. I mean, I do want to see Gene, and I do want to see Vegeta's mom. Do I think we're ever going to see Vegeta's mom? Probably in the future, but not anytime soon. It's Goku's mom's turn. So, my thoughts on Gene, well, I mean, I want to see how she's going to look like. I mean, I'm pretty sure she's going to be like Goku, except she's a female Goku, you know, kind, just benevolent. I think it'd be awesome. So, honestly, I'm just waiting until April 6th, after April 6th, once they release Kai, the Kai version of Boo. They are coming out with that after April 6th, so that'd be really cool. But I want to see more information about the movie, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be able to scoop some up for you guys. But as of right now, all we know is just Gene. We haven't heard much about Vegeta's mom. So to answer your third question, I believe full-powered final form Bojack, because he was equivalent to a Super Saiyan 1.5, and it took a Super Saiyan, you know, 2 to kill him. So I do think he would be able to probably rip Android 13 apart. He was a very powerful enemy. Some people are saying that he was much more powerful than Cell. So in the end, I do believe Bojack. To answer your fourth question, no, I didn't know about the 5Ds having their own collection for the, you know, Dark Magician and Blue Eyes White Dragon. So, I mean, I'm not into Yu-Gi-Oh! Like I was as a kid, but I'm dying to go back for it. And to answer your final question, I said this a million times, so I might as well just answer it one more time. I do believe Broly would win, because if he blows the planet up, where does Hulk stand? You know what I mean? He'd be decimated. So, but once again, man, thank you for the questions, and I really hope you have a great day, my friend, really. Anyways, everybody, that concludes it for this week's episode of Fan Mail of the Week. Thank you all for watching, guys. As always, please try to go on ahead and submit your questions for next week's episode. I preferably would like it to be in a video format, and if you're also going to submit it to me in video format, please make the video public rather than private or unlisted so I can feature it. But nevertheless, guys, thank you all for for watching as always. As soon as I'm done with this, I am going to go and take a nap because this bear has to hibernate. And I mean, it's just bad outside, so I mean, I'm really not feeling well. I hope I don't get sick, because if I get sick, I am going to stone cold stun like anybody that I come across on the street. So thank you all for watching, everybody. My name is Alex. If you guys are fans, please subscribe. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. Thank you all for watching. Hit it up with a like and a favorite. More Dragon Ball Z is headed your way. More Resident Evil, more Titanfall, so much more. South Park, The Stick of Truth. When that game comes out, I'm going to be on that game's nuts, and you guys are going to get a lot of that. So guys, be sure to stay tuned for more. The podcast is coming. Everything is coming your way, so I really hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. I'll be putting up my wrestling videos as well on this channel, guys, so I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you all in the next episode. Peace, and I'm going to take my ass to bed because I'm tired.